Are
you creating suspense for a reason? What did I miss?
We're live.
Joe, you said you were going to open the show.
Oh, was I opening the show? My bad.
I said, who's opening the show? You said, hey, look at this. We've already wasted these people's valuable time here. This is an NFL mock draft. There's millions of these on the internet. They don't have time for my shenanigans, my slow motion running where I look like a bloated Eric Dickerson. You can't be wasting their time. But we're doing an NFL mock draft here on the Warzone Sports Network. We want to put a little bit of positivity out there, so keep all your comments positive, but feel free to jump in the comments and tell us who you would like to pick. I've just been joined by my dog here. We got Joe Morley, and we've got Mike on the mic, a.k.a. the Draft Master, a.k.a. Mike's the GOAT, NFL Mike on Twitter. All things he is welcome to be called. But I don't think we have any opening for this show, so I will just say, Joe, how are you doing?
I just want to apologize for that beginning. I thought, we didn't work it out that well. But these guys watch people run in their underwear, Tony, so they're going to wait 2 or 3 seconds for us to start the show. I've fortunately want to say hi to Bodo Winter. What's up in the chat? Everybody, same old sports. Jordan, we're going to go through one by one, but I'm doing great today. Let's go.
Mike.
Bodo's here. I'm doing great as well. I'm pretty pumped. I believe I'm first on the clock based off of our order that we came up with right before we went on live. So I'm ready to get the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC Championship game where they lose to the Chargers.
Somebody said that their dog's cute. Who has a dog in their background?
Jordan, thank you. This is my girl, Bernice. She's a little crazy and overprotective, but I love her. She is adorable. Bodo, how you doing? Same old sports. It's been a minute. Big draft for your Giants. Can't wait to see who you want us to pick and who we pick. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't know anything past. You know what? Oh yeah, I'm picking for the Texans first. That's my first pick.
So past 3.
Yeah.
A little disclaimer is we pick who we feel the team should take, right?
Yeah.
We're not picking. We're not going off of other mock drafts. We're going off of what their team needs are and then who we think they are. Maybe we're going to reach a couple times. Because I might reach at number 17 because I got the Chargers pick.
You got a Raiders fan picking for the Chargers. Who came up with this?
So here's how this is going to work. We're just going youngest to oldest, 1, 2, 3, and then it'll repeat. So Mike is going to start us off picking for the Jaguars.
I'm Dougie P. Dougie P.
I did hear this morning, I was listening, I don't remember what I was listening to, but they said not a lot of interest in trading up to the number 1 pick for the Jaguars. And I totally get it. There's not like one player in this draft that I think anybody's like, oh, I have to have that player. Like, it just doesn't it's not there. And they already have their QB. I think Jacksonville's in a great position to surprise some people and move up to like that 7-8 win territory this year. But Mike, what are your thoughts with the pick number 1 for the Jags?
I think the Jags should be locked in. Of course, they brought Cam Robinson back. He is playing on the franchise tag, so it is a little bit worrisome that he still could walk from the team. And you think that the team would want to protect their quarterback. Evan Neal seems like a slam dunk, of course, at tackle, whether he uses that right or at left. I just don't see them going tackle number 1 overall and then having that tackle move to right tackle next season while Cam Robinson's there still, and then moving that tackle back to left tackle the season after. Unless maybe they trade Cam Robinson at the deadline or something. I don't know what the plan could be, but I think it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. I think they're going to go edge rusher. Obviously, they know what the impact of defense can do for a team with Doug Peterson and his old Eagles that went to the Super Bowl based off of a defense and a Nick Foles miracle run. So I'm going to go with Hutchinson. Not going to make a splash pick. You know me. I'm a little boring. I'm not going to go crazy at the number 1 overall spot. So Hutchinson's my guy. And who's next on the clock? You guys both are old. I don't know who's older.
I'm older.
Okay. I'm going to make this real easy. And I don't think this guy falls like everybody says he's going to fall. And I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau, the defensive out of Oregon. Why not? Put him together with Dan Campbell and let him take some kneecaps off.
Yeah, I like it. I think Dan Campbell and Kayvon would get along really well. Two big personalities. Also, imagine that for Hard Knocks this summer. Kayvon in with Dan Campbell. Jamal Williams is a good, fun personality there. I do like that pick. I also, so here's my one thing. I'll address that in a second. When Mike's pick in the, well, you know what? I'm getting out of order. Let me make the 3, and then we can go back and I'll give some thoughts on the top 3. I'm going to say this: the Texans, endless amounts of holes, right? Like, I really don't think that they can go wrong. Whoever they identify as the best is the best one there. The player that I really like, and Mike can attest to this, was as soon as the season ended and Mike and I started texting, I was like, I hope that Trayvon Walker falls to the Chargers. And like within 3 weeks' time, and then the combine came, all of a sudden they're like, Trayvon Walker is a top 10 pick. Trayvon Walker could be number 1 overall. I was just like, well, there goes my dream of that happening. But this was before we got Khalil Mack. I really thought that Trayvon Walker's ability could be amplified with Brandon Staley putting him on the other side of Bosa. I think that Lovie Smith, defensive head coach, takes Trayvon Walker and feels pretty good about it.
So you're going Trayvon Walker at number 3. So we're going 3 defensive ends.
I think this is good. Bodo, I do agree with you. Very protective and a little crazy on the dog comment. Yeah, very
crazy.
A little nuts.
Very interesting to see 3 edges go in a row. It just goes to show the strength of the edge in this class this year. There's a lot of them.
Let me say this about that real quick. Is like, if you really think about it, the 3 most positions that we look at, right? We get quarterback is number 1, left tackle, edge rusher, right? So those are the 3 that you're trying to really have cornerstones in your organization. Jags already have a quarterback. Lions have a second pick in the first round, and the Texans have a ton of holes with a defensive head coach. So you get where, you get money makers, big time players. And I think that this is the position.
Well, on most mock drafts, like on simulators and stuff like that, it will tell you like when the teams are drafted, it would be like Jaguars need defensive line, linebacker, safety, or quarterback, linebacker, DB. On the Texans ones, it just says every position. So you did good, Tony.
I feel good about it. We're now to number 4 with Mike back on the clock, picking for the Jets.
Yeah, quick recap. Hey, by the way, look ahead at the next 15 picks. Let me know if either one of you gentlemen want to trade up to number 4 while I recap here. At number 1, Jaguars took Aiden Hutchinson. At number 2, Kayvon Thibodeau went. And at number 3 was Trayvon Walker to the Texans. 3 edge rushers to start this thing off. Now, I'm down to trade here with the Jets' 4th overall pick. If it goes down this way for the Jets and they can't get one of these 3 specific edge rushers, I think they should trade back a couple picks, let a team come up that might be looking for their quarterback, trying to lock it in, or maybe they're coming up to try and get Evan Neal, whichever it may be,
Mike,
and get some extra picks
trade
and move back. What's up? What's the trade? I'm listening.
I'll make you a trade. I just want to move up 1 draft pick.
With the Giants?
With the Giants.
Okay.
I'll give you the number 5 pick and the number 112.
The number 5 pick and the number 112?
Yeah.
What do you mean the Vikings had the number 112?
No, he's saying number 1, like the 112th overall pick is what he'll trade to move up 1 spot. And if I'm the Jets,
one slot? I mean, sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
And the only reason I'm doing that,
we have to keep track of what's going on here with the order. Giants. All right, so 5th overall pick.
I would do that as the Giants. Is it a lot of people are like, why do teams move up 1 draft, 1 order, 1 thing like this? To me, I'm the Giants. I want an offensive tackle. I'm going after Evan Neal. I'm going to take the best guy in the draft. I'm going to secure it. I'm hoping nobody jumps above me to the Jets. I gave up an extra pick, and I'm going to move up, and I'm going to take Evan Neal just to secure my offensive line for the season.
The Jets are evaluating your trade offer. I'm the Jets, bro. I'm the Jets also.
But I like it. I like that the AI said that this trade is garbage. You got to come a little bit stronger than that.
Right,
what is that?
82.
I feel like it's just a free pick for the Jets to still take the same person.
Yeah, see, I'm still moving up one. So either way, I gave up an extra more than I wanted to, but I'm moving up and I'm getting the tackle that I wanted and Evan Neal.
Giants are on the clock. Take Evan Neal, and then I'm on the clock again, and I'm taking Sauce. Well, my plan is with the Jets there is that if they can get one of those 3 edge rushers and they still want to draft Sauce, trade back and you can get Sauce at 6 if Carolina.
Jordan's happy about that, Mike.
You could probably get Sauce at 8 if the Falcons want to come up, because I do think that the Giants are going to go Evan Neal with one of those picks and probably an edge rusher with the other pick. But the Jets don't need to be at 4 this year. Like, this is a weird spot where it's better to move back if they don't get Kayvon Thibodeau, basically.
See, they still got the guy they wanted. They moved back one. They helped the Giants out. It's a good little trade.
Go New York. We're on to pick 6. So how would this went? This would have went.
This would be Tony.
It would have went me and then Joe. So it's gonna be Tony anyways.
Yeah. So I think the Jets are actually in a great spot because I think they're taking Sauce Gardner at 4. Like, when I finish like filling out my mock draft prediction for fun, I'm gonna have Sauce locked in at 4. This pick to me, it seems like the no-brainer of the draft. The Panthers, I don't believe, have a 2nd-round pick, but possibly not even a 3rd-round pick. They don't have an answer at quarterback, and Matt Rule needs to have some solution. This pick to me is Kenny Pickett, no questions. He's the most ready to come in and play day one, lock it in. I feel like this is a slam dunk. Unless the Saints said, hey, we'll give you 2 first-round picks to move up there and like a 2 firsts and a 2nd or something to move up there. Yeah. I don't think that Carolina passes on that pick on draft day, and we see Kenny Pickett starting for the Panthers in 2022.
Is this the mock draft or we get to mock you guys first? Both of you guys, it's a mock draft and you can mock us. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you can do both.
Morgan, I don't think Deaton will fall that far in this draft. I'll tell you that right now.
I disagree.
Are any of us old enough to be watching the Masters? Tony is.
I am. I love it. If Tiger would have had a better Saturday, it would be on right now. But I'm trying not to mess with the Wi-Fi. And the only TV I have access to is streaming. So.
All right.
Mike is up with the New York Giants. Yeah. The Giants already took an offensive tackle, Mike. And somebody's saying, Jordan is saying, double up with the offensive lineman. What are the Giants been hurting on, Mike?
They have been hurt on O-line, but I don't know about doubling up at tackle.
No
way.
I
said, the right tackle position and locking someone in to play right tackle at 7 overall, it just isn't the same value. It isn't as important to the team as getting that left tackle. I do love them getting Evan Neal. I've seen it in a lot of mock drafts. I think the only way the Giants don't get him is if they decide to go with him at 1 overall. But I think that he's going to be a Giant. So I'm going to – this is a tough spot. I kind of want to go edge rushers, but I think that Jermaine Johnson would be a huge reach right here. He's probably going to go in the middle of the first sometime. The Giants are okay at wide receiver. They could go Garrett Wilson, but I'm going to go ahead and take the safety. It's a little bit high for a safety, but he's the number 1 prospect in this draft. He's going to be an impact player at that position, and the Giants have just struggled to really find any consistency in their secondary. Now James Bradbury is in the trade block, and it's like, when are they going to draft a guy and keep him around until he finishes his development? We know what he's going to be. Kyle Hamilton's going to be that dude. I'm going to go with the safety. A little bit high for a safety usually, but this kid's good. This is probably the best prospect we've seen since old 33 in Los Angeles.
You think Giants fans would be happy with this draft so far?
I think they would be very happy with this draft so far. They got a star on defense, and they secure their left tackle spot. Whatever quarterback that's relieving Daniel Jones is going to be set up nicely.
Morgan, I like Daniel Jones. These guys don't.
Yeah, I'm out on Daniel Jones. Who's the kid? I can't think of the Giants tackle who played better. Is it Andrew Jackson? He feels like a president, but like, is he also an offensive lineman? Whoever the offensive lineman is, I see there's a Giants fan. Who's the tackle that you guys have? And he reportedly played better on all the stuff that I've been hearing. So I like this Kyle Hamilton selection there. If Kyle Hamilton slips out of the top 10, I won't get it. Andrew Thomas. There it is. Andrew Thomas reportedly he played better last year. That means Joe is back on the clock with
the Falcons. Dirty Birds.
And you guys know how I am. I think I want to shake it up a little bit, Tony. I don't know why. Something's telling me to shake it up. And I know
you've been shaking it up a ton, Joe.
The Falcons need a quarterback, right? We all know that. They're going to go with Marcus Mariota in there. But do I think they take one here? I don't. I think they just do what they did last year and let it go. And I'm going to shake it up, and you guys are going to say this is a reach, but here we go. Jordan Davis, defensive tackle.
Okay. Jordan
Bring in that run stopper. Start working on the defense just a little bit.
Jordan Davis. So you just don't believe in Malik? You don't want a quarterback here, or just
Tony and I talked about this yesterday on Sports Dummies. I don't believe in any of these quarterbacks in the first round, and I told Tony if a quarterback goes in the first top 10, it's not going to turn out well. So I'm dropping all these quarterbacks a little bit in my mocks.
Yeah, which is I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Joe, but I just think that like the temptation on draft day to not trade in and get one of these guys, right? That's why I feel great. There's so many opportunities for the Chargers at 17 for them to trade back and for people to really trade into the first round. Anyways. But Jordan Davis, though, the Falcons just have so many issues. Like, I don't know who their left tackle is. I don't know, like, wide receiver wise, like, how are they not taking Jameson Williams? I mean, they don't have Calvin Ridley and Julio's gone. It's like, I know you don't necessarily have a quarterback, but like, why not have an offense that features Kyle Pitts and Jameson Williams?
Here's our Falcons fan, Johnny Talk Sports, and he says Drake London at number 8.
Okay. I would much rather have Jameson Williams, but there it is.
I'd rather have Garrett Wilson than all of them.
Look,
so we're all over the place.
Atlanta's going to suck anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, you got Garrett Wilson as your top receiver in the draft?
I do.
I like it. It's different. Awesome. Okay.
This would be Tony Tucker.
Seahawks right here. What did the Seahawks just lose?
Everything.
Yes, you're right. Everything. They lost everything but the logo and Pete Carroll. But they really lost what I considered to be the heart and soul of what made them successful, and that was Bobby Wagner. Like, Russ was good. If you want to have a franchise quarterback, but to me, the pick right here is Devin Lloyd. I don't necessarily think that the Seahawks draft right here on draft day, but for right now, I like them replacing Bobby Wagner with Devin Lloyd, a guy who gets pressures, who does well in coverage. Yeah, he's still got a few holes that he can get, stronger at in his game, but Pete Carroll could put him in there, coach him up, and you don't lose too much. You lose experience, but you gain athleticism at the position with Bobby Wagner being gone. So I like Devin Lloyd there.
I like it. Devin Lloyd getting picked a little higher than a lot of people have him going. But that happens. That happens in these drafts. And the Seahawks clearly value the linebacker position over their history. I'm on with the Jets again. Jets, Jets. And Alex Robson's going to be doing some backflips because Garrett Wilson falls all the way to 10. And I'll take him at 10. Ooh. I was going to take Drake London with this pick. I feel like scheme-wise, Drake and Jameson Williams is good for the Jets. Zach Wilson's got the big arm. Those guys are both big play threats. But I think Garrett Wilson is just that all-around wide receiver. He could be this team's wide receiver one on day one, the second he walks in the building. He's a route runner style of guy. So if Zach Wilson can continue to develop he could use Garrett Wilson like we see Justin Jefferson used in Minnesota, or like we kind of see like a Keenan Allen style receiver in Los Angeles. He's a route runner expert, and I'm pumped to see what he does in the league. And I think that the Jets are going to go receiver with this 10th pick. I just don't know who it's going to be exactly. Do you guys have any inclination of what the Jets are planning on at 10?
I don't, but I feel like Drake London's a better match for them, depending on how his pro day goes and what it, like if they get some hype and some buzz, because they just drafted what was the Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore was last year. Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, he's smaller and speedy, and I feel like if you could pair him with Drake London and Corey Davis is still there, like he can't stay on the field, but when he is on the field, he's a solid 2-3 option. So I like Drake London there a little bit better. Honestly, I feel like Robert Saleh's like, hey, I want Jermaine Johnson. Like, I want two defensive studs. If I'm going to go down in a blaze of glory, let me get a pass rusher and a lockdown corner. And now all of a sudden my defense can compete because they got to slow down Josh Allen and they got to slow down that defense in Miami. Like, they got four tough games right there.
Here's another very sneaky option for the Jets at 10. If they do want a wide receiver and they don't like the draft options, they could trade this 10th overall pick for Debo or for DK, or even maybe AJ Brown. All three of those guys possibly. How crazy would that be on draft night if the 49ers end up on the clock at 10? Oh my gosh.
Oh, it would be so much fun. Like, those are the things that I just love that. I love the draft. Even when they happen in like round 4, I'm always like, what? And then they just start filling you in. It's like, oh, this is cool. People's lives are changing just drastically.
All right. For a recap, here's our first 10 so far, the mock draft. I drafted Aiden Hutchinson to open us off at number 1 overall. Then Joe followed up with Kayvon Thibodeau to Detroit. Going to go bite some kneecaps off with Dan Campbell. Tony drafted for the Texans and got Trayvon Walker. Then Joe was on the clock after me and Joe traded. I traded back 1 pick with the Giants, who Joe was using, who took Evan Neal. Just wanted to lock that in. And I took Amon Sauce Gardner at number 5 with the Jets. Tony slam dunked it with Kenny Pickett to Matt Rule in a future vacant head coaching spot in Carolina. Kyle Hamilton. I took Kyle Hamilton at 7 to the New York Giants. Jordan Davis getting picked by the Atlanta Falcons at 8 by Joseph Morley. Tony goes Devin Lloyd to the Seahawks, a little Bobby Wagner replacement. And then I went with the first receiver of this draft in Garrett Wilson to the Jets. And now Joe's on the clock with the Washington Commanders.
I'm going to pull a trade off. I'm going to do a trade with the Washington Commanders. I'm going to trade with my own self with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Washington and Pittsburgh.
Yes,
sir. I know what you're doing. Let me see. Let's see it.
So go ahead and start that up.
You just going to pick the picks from here? So
give them, of course, the number 11, number 20. Let's do
it's 9 spots.
113. So was that a 4th rounder?
113.
Yeah. And then go to 2022 or next year, I guess. And we're going to have to give them a 2nd round pick out of there.
Well, the Pittsburgh would have to give it up, not Washington.
Sorry.
So it would be 138 for the Steelers.
Hold on. Go back to Steelers. Give them a second. Give them that 3rd round pick, the 84 instead.
Okay.
And then take that 4th away, and then give them next year 2nd.
Make sure it's on there. 2nd next year, 3rd this year, and the 20th.
Right?
To move up 9.
Yes. See if it works.
Steelers are moving up in the draft. That's what I'm talking about.
So I gave up 20, 2nd, and 84 to move up to number 11, right? So it's a little price to pay, but I know Bodo's in here. Bodo's happy because he wants the Steelers to take a quarterback. I believe in Mitchell Trubisky. A lot of other people don't. But at this point, I'm taking Ritter, quarterback, Cincinnati.
Oh, Joe, I love it. Oh, I love that. I love that pick right there.
So I gave up a little bit. Steelers give up a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick this year, and move up 8 spots. I don't know if that's enough to do it, It's enough on here. So we
Joe,
move up.
no joke right here, because Desmond Ritter, you guys know, is my favorite. I was going to pick him to the Saints there after the Chargers, my lates. So nice move to get up there and get Desmond Ritter off the board. Mike, what do you think about that?
I don't think this would happen, but
no,
that's pretty awesome. I like Desmond Ritter. I'm a little fan of the kid as well. Maybe not as much as you, Tony. I don't think he's the best quarterback in this class, but I think he has more room to develop into a starter than people realize. I think he has more room to keep growing as a player than people realize. Definitely what he is right now and what he was in his last year in college, which was pretty good. Cincinnati was a good team last year, surprisingly. There's a lot more to grow there, and Pittsburgh's the perfect spot for him to go and do that. They've got the coaching. They've got everything to build players over there. So Pittsburgh would be a good landing spot for Desmond Ritter. I really, really like jaws would hit the floor if it happened before pick 20 even. I mean, they'd probably take him at 20 if they do take him, and that would be really high still.
Bodo, you got to let me know what you think. You're the Steeler fan in here. You were saying quarterback. I made the trade. I went up.
Right there for instant replay. The instant replay.
The Saints are very happy. The Saints are very happy.
The Minnesota Vikings. The new man
here's
the Minnesota Vikings.
My thing with Desmond Ritter is if we don't love any of these QBs, but who's the guy who got better consistently every year in college, playing with guys that aren't top level picks in the NFL? Like Alec Pierce, I think, is a sneaky wide receiver who's going to be, maybe a 3rd round pick this year. Fast, big, whatever. But it's not like he's playing with Jefferson and Chase and, like Devontae, Devontae Smith. Like, he's not playing with those guys. So I like it, Joe. It's fun. It's interesting. I thought about making a little work, like a little trade back here with the Vikings. But I just think that, like, 3 options that I'm thinking about right here. Derek Stingley Jr., because the cornerback situation is getting a little old. I'm also thinking you got a new head coach and you want to take a little bit of pressure off of Justin Jefferson. You might want to think about taking a shot at Jameson Williams because you don't need him at the beginning of the year. Adam Thielen, I believe, is still there. He could, he's still a healthy option, at least for the first couple weeks till the hammies get tight. But I think they need a little help on defense. I think they need Jermaine Johnson to go and chase down Aaron Rodgers in that division. They need Daniil Hunter is coming back, but I just think that at this point, if you can get a top edge rusher from this class at number 12, I like Jermaine Johnson going to the Vikings here.
So if you're looking at our board, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, these guys are falling.
They're falling right into a team at 17's lap.
Yeah. We got the big 17.
Oh man. Anyways, I like
with me, Tony. Did you see it? He said,
what is it?
I already said the Steelers need to trade up to move up to get Ritter. I did it for him. There you go.
Bodo wanted that.
I love it, Bodo.
Jermaine Johnson's a dog. He's a dog. He's gonna be a beast out of this draft class. I know he is.
So who's on the clock? Mike's on the clock with
I'm
the
on the
Texans
clock.
in every position. The Texans already took who, Mike?
The Texans already took
Trayvon
Walker at edge. I think this is a good spot for O-line. And Icky falling this far is probably not going to happen. So I'm going to take Icky here. I think this kid's a beast. He's just as good. Maybe not just as good. I think Evan Neal was born with some more gifts than Icky was, but he's right there talent-wise with Evan Neal, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have like a Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell situation with these 2 guys. I like Charles Cross, but Icky, Evan Neal, and then there's a drop-off to Cross. These guys are beasts. I love these kids.
That's who I was looking at right now, going, damn, he's falling. And I know what's his name? Johnny Talk Sports was like, I can't believe he's keep falling, and he's falling. But the fall of the Texans, and now the Texans have bookends. Ooh.
And the Texans are going to be out here with Davis Mills. We'll see what they do. They extended Brandon Cooks. Like, they're actually going to give him a chance.
And Lovie Smith is a good football coach. Like this guy took the Bears to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. Like this guy can coach football. I think the thing with Icky is like, are you like, to me, he's perfect for the Ravens. When you watch his tape, he just mauls people. Like if you could get him in that run game, and I think the Texans, it's fine there. To me, the Texans, if you're gonna be running the football, maybe that's the game plan, then he's great there. Charles Cross looks really fluid and nice when you watch him in the pass pro. You know, like, and he played in the SEC. He played some big time pass rushers and talent there. Who was that? That was Mike.
Yep, Joe's on the clock with the Ravens. Joe, don't mess it up. This is one of my favorite teams in the league.
Yours is the Ravens. I'm gonna take a quarterback. No, I'm just kidding. Right here. I'm gonna take Stingley Jr. Why not? I was looking and I was thinking about taking a wide receiver because I was like, you know what? They took 2 wide receivers last year. Maybe they take another one, get one to stick. But I'll take the cornerback out of LSU.
I really, really want the Ravens to take a wide receiver, but do I believe that they're going to? No, I think they're going to go defense too.
Their history has shown
they just never do it. I mean, Drake London and Jameson Williams are both still on the board here. Lamar Jackson should be very angry if this happens and they go. No offense to Derek Stingley. I mean, that's a perfect spot for him and his development. John Harbaugh is going to turn him into an elite corner one day if he can stay healthy. But Lamar probably is like, come on, man. I know that we aren't a pass-first offense, but can I have Drake London, please, or JMO?
Yeah, they're still on the board. That's what I was thinking about going wide receiver, Mike. Like I said, I was like looking, and I was like, I'm not going to pull it because the Ravens would look there and go, "There's a top corner on the board. We're taking him."
I like it a lot. I think it works nicely for Baltimore. It matches their identity, and a lot of their guys, kind of getting on in years. They had injuries last year. I think he could be a big playmaker for that defense and bring excitement. The Eagles right here, to me, I would, if I were them, and I guess that's how I should be picking it, I would probably take Devontae Wyatt. I really think Devontae Wyatt is one of the more forgotten about players. Mike, slow down. Not taking him, though, because this is the Eagles.
He said he would. He didn't say he was taking him. Mike, pay attention here.
I think that the Eagles, with this pick, are taking Jameson Williams.
That's who I looking at the board, Tony. That's who I thought you were going to think.
Yeah, you replace this. This makes it so that Devonta Smith, once Jameson Williams is out there, it's a track meet. You can go. They re-signed Jordan Mailata, and Lane Johnson is back. The offensive line should be good. Second year in the system for Jalen Hurts. If you can get him on the field by week 5, 6 out there with Devonta Smith, Eagles offense all of a sudden looks like maybe they win the NFC East because the Cowboys can't keep anybody.
I am starting to like the Eagles a little bit. A little guilty Eagle fan here. They got Kaiser. They brought in Hassan Reddick. The defense is going to be all right. They got another pick here.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the Eagles to start getting better, even though my boys are choking this offseason, honestly. They're kind of throwing it in and saying we need to rebuild a little.
Yeah, like real quick on the fly. Mike is on the clock for the Saints here.
This is one of the trades that the Saints traded up for, right? One of the picks.
Yeah.
Interesting spot. And Tony, you were praising him up. I think that the Saints go ahead and replace Teron Armstead. I think with one of these 2 picks, whether they go quarterback, defense, whatever, receiver with the other pick, is going to be a left tackle. Whichever one's the best one available when they get here. It might be Trevor Penning at 19, or it might be Trevor Penning at 16. But since Charles Cross is still on the board, don't think it will be on real live day. I'll take Charles Cross to replace Teron Armstead, and hopefully the Saints offense can continue to be what it's been with Drew Brees. If Jameis Winston can try and stay a little bit healthy. Nothing like Drew Brees, but he's going to try. He's going to try his best. You know that.
And Winston's never been injury prone, right? He plays. He had a tragic injury last year, and now he's back. I think he's third year in this system, got to start.
Yeah.
People forget they were 5-2 when he got injured. They had beaten the Packers. I know it was week 1, but they were playing well. Everybody's like, Jameis Winston isn't the answer. Well, I mean, obviously, if you could get Deshaun Watson, that's a better answer. But I do think that Jameis Winston is an applicable answer for the Saints to make the playoffs in the NFC. Look around.
Especially if MT can get back on the field. If MT can get back on the field, that's a big deal to them because they have Harris, they have Callaway. Those guys are decent, like number 2 options out wide. But they just need that guy that's their receiver. Need MT to come back. Need MT to be back at what he was before. I'm interested to see how Jameis Winston does next year because when you look at like second chance QBs this upcoming season, Mitchell Trubisky, Tua a little bit, Marcus Mariota. I think I like Jameis Winston the most out of those guys.
So, Mike, I'm on the clock with the Chargers right now.
Here we go. Don't mess it up.
I'm waiting for you to give me a call. I'm waiting for you to call me with the Packers and see if you want to move up.
Mike, we do.
1 second. Here's the thing. I have to look at this from the Chargers standpoint. Yeah, we definitely want to move back.
So, because I'm looking at the Chargers, the Chargers are a pretty stacked team, right? There's not a lot of holes that they need. And if they move back to the Packers, which we all know the Packers are looking for a wide receiver, there's a lot of them on the board. Even if the Chargers drop back a couple spots, the 5 spots that I'm asking to drop back, they're still going to get a pretty damn good impact player, and they're going to pick some stuff up. So my thing is, if the Packers are going to move up, this is the time to do it, especially with Williams off the board already from the Eagles, and the Saints took the offensive tackle at that time instead of a wide receiver. This is what I'm looking at. This is where I would think the Packers would try to move up.
Here's a solid offer, Joe. We'll go for the Packers' last second-round pick, not this third. So first-round pick at 22, the second-round pick at 59, and then a 4th next year. Do you want me to throw anything in on the Chargers? I can throw like a little gift in, like a 7th or a 6th.
I think you're gonna have to.
Little kissy face gift. The 214 or 195. And then I'm going to be on the clock with the Packers, right?
Yeah. So what'd you throw in?
I threw in the 6th this year. So it's this year's 22nd or 17th.
All right.
A 6th for a 2nd and the 22nd pick, a 2nd and a 4th next year or 3rd next year.
So the Packers move up to 17 and the Chargers move back. So I'm now the Packers, right?
And the Packers are drafting Drake London.
Yes, sir.
He's going to try and turn Drake London into a little bit more of a complete wide receiver. I have concerns when he's in the open field against DBs that are possibly faster than him with him getting separation. But Aaron Rodgers is the perfect quarterback to go to if you're trying to develop as a wide receiver. He's going to hopefully get his first round wide receiver here in this year's draft with one of the Packers picks and turn him into something. I think in real life that it's going to be Jahan Dotson. I think that kid's a well-rounded guy. He's not going to be no superstar, but he'll help out the team a lot. But Drake London being available at 17, we trade up, we get him. That solves the receiver problem. Not solves it, but gives us something to replace a huge.
Finally, the Packers
meteor.
I was going to draft a quarterback there, but I said no. I'll wait.
You're going to draft the quarterback with the Chargers?
Yeah. See, I like this. I like this move. I probably would have went Chris Olave because I think what's his name, Alan Lazard, is bigger body receiver. Gives somebody that. To me, you're spot on with Jahan Dotson. He feels like a lesser version of Devontae Adams when I watch him play. Like his routes need a little bit more, maybe, but you learn that stuff. His timing, his hands, he just feels like he would instantly click with Rodgers, and that's been the problem. Is Rodgers never instantly clicks with anybody. I mean, it took Adams 3 years to earn Rodgers' trust. Rodgers has trust issues. Now, deep into the psychology of NFL players here on the Warzone. Eagles are on the clock at 18, and I passed up on the guy that I said they should pick before, but I'm not going to do it again. Devontae Wyatt. To me, you're going to lose Fletcher Cox, And why not bring him in? He gets coached up by, to me, somebody who's going to get some Hall of Fame consideration of Fletcher Cox. Like, he's just been too good for too long to not be getting the knock someday. So I think you bring in Devontae Wyatt. And if anybody can go find the Devontae Wyatt interview that he had on, I forget what show, and he's talking, they said he's got like life goals where he wants to look like Aaron Donald with his shirt off. That's fun. Like, that's like, everybody wants to be ripped. Have like, put out really lofty goals and see how close you can get to them. I like this Devontae Wyatt to the Eagles.
All right.
I'm with it.
All right.
I'm with it, Tony. I like it. Saints on the clock. It's me again, huh?
Yep.
So it's going to go me, Joe, Tony, Joe. Just so we're ahead of the game here. But so the Saints, 19. This is an interesting pick. They got the tackle. Like I was saying earlier, I think they're going to get a tackle with one of these two picks as they moved up. They were going after Deshaun Watson hard, and they moved up in this draft to put themselves in a spot where a quarterback could be available here. I personally would not draft a quarterback. So I'm not going to draft a quarterback, but I wouldn't be shocked if Malik Willis is on the board at 19 if they take Malik Willis here. But as far as the Saints go, I think I'm going to go DB. And I think I'm gonna go. I like Andrew Booth more, but Trent McDuffie just seems more like a Dennis Allen guy, and close to Marshawn Lattimore style guy. So I'm gonna go with the cornerback to go with Lattimore. Lattimore's coming back off of an injury this year. He's kind of the Saints franchise cornerback, so you add another guy on a smaller deal, rookie deal, to pair with him for the foreseeable future. You know the Saints value defense, and they're gonna want to keep that defense humming, keep that defense carrying them through games.
He might be a sleeper, Mike, because he didn't allow more than 30 something yards in a game his whole career, and only like 2 deep passes in his whole career. So I like him, and you get good value with him at number 19.
That's what I kind of like with Jahan Dotson as a wide receiver. I put next to his name in caps: dependable, consistent. I have similar feelings for Trent McDuffie. He's not like this flashy playmaker. He's not Jalen Ramsey, but he's very dependable. He can be a top 10 corner for his entire career in the NFL. He has that potential.
I'm on the clock right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And James Davis just read my mind.
Look at James Davis jumping in the chat and firing up a trade for Joe Morley. He's on the clock. The Commanders.
1, 2, 3. Tony, Mike, me, Tony, Mike, me, Tony, Mike, me. So I want to move up from 29 to 20.
With the Chiefs, you have the Chiefs here.
Yep, the Chiefs in Washington. So Washington is making their second move back in the first round. It's not like Washington. It's something different, but it's something I can see him doing because I have a plan for him.
All right, what's the trade here?
So 29. Have all these picks. Look at all these picks.
So many.
They're going to move up 9 spots. They're going to have to pay a little bit too.
Good.
So they're going to give up the number 94 and the number 103.
I like it.
Let's see if that one works.
That'll work for sure, I think. Well, now, what are the Chiefs fans going to say now when I come at them? Now they only have 9 picks in the draft. They're screwed. I'm assuming you're going wide receiver, Joe. What are you doing?
Olave.
Yep, Chris Olave. This seems like the Chiefs guy, huh?
So I'm taking Chris. They move up here, take their wide receiver to replace Tyreek Hill. Why not? You gave up, and you still got a first-round pick later on that you could deal with. And really, what did it cost you? Nothing.
Oh, I hate to say anything nice about this, but good for the Chiefs. This would be a good move for the Chiefs. And
what I hope happens to them is they just sit there like we got 2 picks. There's lots of receivers. They'll all fall. And then right before their pick, like Green Bay or somebody moves in, takes Christian Watson, the last first-round caliber wide receiver, and they have to draft Sky Moore or somebody. No offense to Sky Moore, by the way. I think Sky Moore's a baller, but not a wide receiver 1 level
Washington
baller.
Trades the picks for the Raiders. Yeah, that would be a Washington trade. Mike is, or no, who's on the clock? Tony's on the clock.
I'm going to predict who you're going to pick in my head, Tony.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to give you credit because I know you. This is where I think that is a good spot. Nakobe Dean, right? Nakobe Dean is the perfect fit. Before you push the button and lock it in, can we go to just the overall board, the top of the board, like this board's rankings or whatever it is? Now scroll down to how far down is Daxton Hill, the safety, right? From Michigan. He's got a lot of range. He can play a lot of different positions. Like he feels like a great player for Belichick to mold and be able to go at safety, nickel corner. Like he can tackle, he's big, strong, athletic. Between him, Booth, and Dean, I'm kind of like, I don't know where to go because they need linebackers. They just lost J.C. Jackson. Which one is the best one for him? And I think just for fun, just because somebody will be like, this guy is an idiot. Why would he do something dumb like that? Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to go with Booth. I'm going to go with the replacement. I was going to go with Daxton Hill. I want to, but I'm going to go with Booth for Belichick there.
See, James is with you. He says Daxton should go top 20. He can play anywhere in the secondary.
That's a good move. I think Daxton Hill is going to be a first-round pick still. That's somewhere in the first round.
I don't watch many Michigan games anymore, but you put it on, it's like, wait, who is that kid? Is he a linebacker? Is like he's fast and he just crushes people. So,
Mike, this one's actually your pick now because I traded it to you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that works out.
Mike,
here we go.
It's gonna break my heart.
I have the choice. Yeah, I'm not going to let Tony sway my opinions here. I'm a fanboy.
I'm not going to say anything.
Trevor Penning is the guy the Chargers should draft here, 100%. But let's take a look here. George Karlaftis is still there if we want some depth and a future plan for after Khalil Mack, because Raiders fans tell me Khalil Mack is about to just nosedive off of a cliff. We could go interior O-line with Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson. So many options. I think receiver's out of the question at this point. Nakobe Dean is also an option here. But the Chargers kind of don't really value linebacker too much. They've already made that very clear to their fans by adding Troy Reeder, but letting Kaiser White walk. No offense, Troy. I'm going to root for you, but I'm pissed about that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to lock down the right tackle spot. Pick 22. Chargers move back. We have a second-round pick. I think we could go running back in the second round. Give me Trevor Penning. I'll be boring and not reach on Nakobe Dean or somebody random. Andrew Booth would be very, very tempting to me. And I don't know what the Patriots do there because Andrew Booth is like, he's talking on every play. He's celebrating on every play. He's doing handstands, backflips, all of the above. Bill Belichick, the first day of practice, is probably going to cut his first-round pick.
Well, yeah, we'll see if he gets in there, does the Patriot way. I would go Kenyon Green. The more I hear other people talk, I was like, let me go and just watch and see everything. I think he has a little bit of play versatility. I would be ecstatic with Penning. I'm kind of also more open to the idea, if we do get a trade back like this, of taking Christian Watson right here. Like, why not? We don't need him to be a stud right out of the gate because we're deep, and then we still can go get in the second round. We can get the big right tackle, Fulele from there. So like, there's options: Green, Penning, or go there. Mike, great job. I can now sleep a little bit better knowing that there's a right tackle that I at least feel confident. Who knows how he'll play, but I at least feel confident going into the season when he's got Max Crosby, like Chandler Jones, Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory lined up on his side for 4 games a year.
Hey,
way better than Storm North.
We got an all-pro tackle last year in the draft. Trevor Penning. We'll bring our expectations down. Just be a Pro Bowl level tackle.
Is it the Charger show now?
That's all we need.
It is. We can move on, Joe. We'll get to the Raiders pick at 119. When did the Raiders pick?
You're on the clock.
So, Tony was talking about this guy earlier. Going to the Patriots. I think the The Cardinals have a little holes on their offensive line, but I don't think they're going to fix it. I think they're going to go Daxton Hill right here.
Okay. This is good. It's a nice piece for that defense. I like it. I like that
unfortunately dropped somebody to the Cowboys that I think will be very beneficial to the Cowboys defense, but we'll see how Tony.
What was the name again, Joe? What was the name again?
Daxton Hill.
Daxton Hill. Ooh, defense to the Cardinals. The Cardinals, they have a team that's ready. They just got to put it all together for an entire season. Either injuries or inconsistent play or something. Just play them.
Let's see if Tony goes to with the guy that I let drop to him at the Cowboys, and I'd be very mad if he goes to the Cowboys.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody know right now. I'm gonna be so disappointed if this guy is a Cowboy, but I think it's very likely because it's gonna break my heart. I am a big fan. I've been watching every hype video I could see on this wide receiver. Treylon Burks, I think, is what they need for this offense. They need some juice. They can be able to use him in the backfield. They can have somebody else to take a little bit of pressure off of CD, Michael Gallup. I know that there's a lot of issues. I could also see them going offensive line, but I think Jerry's going to come in and be like, let's get a stud. Let's get Treylon Burks.
I like it, Tony. I like it. Little Amari Cooper replacement. Interesting, though. I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do with this pick. I think they're going to go center, or I think they're going to take Lindenbaum possibly.
I definitely could see that. Zion Johnson. I can definitely see them going offensive line, but I wanted to have fun with it.
And I'm on. What are you guys' feelings on Treylon Burks? I'm a little bit on the fence.
This year's the Kill Harry.
Yeah, see, James is on the fence too. It's not that I'm on the fence about Treylon Burks' talent. I just don't know how he's going to be used in the NFL. Separation is going to be an issue unless he becomes like a Deebo Samuel style route runner. He needs to improve his route running for sure.
I'm excited for Treylon Burks. I think he's going to be fun. I'll be less happy about him if he is on the Cowboys, but yeah.
I think there was teases that the Cowboys would be interested in Olave too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
I'm on the clock with the Bills here.
Mike, can I move up?
Could go multiple spots here. Nah, I think I'm going to draft with the Bills here.
You didn't even ask what I wanted, but okay.
Who's on the clock right now? You or me? Who's on the clock right now? You or me?
Yeah, but you didn't even know if it was just one spot, 2 spots, 3 spots.
Okay, well then tell me the trade offer.
Not too late now. Pull the offer back.
All right. Well, I was going to deny your offer anyways. They could go with a second wide receiver here and get Jahan Dotson, but I think the Bills are probably going to draft defense, and I think that they're going to add another edge rusher. And George Karlaftis is pretty tempting for the Bills here. They got Von Miller. Now, who knows how long that Von Miller experiment is going to work. This defense, remember, going into the offseason, seemed like it was really good, just missing pass rush. You add George Karlaftis, he can learn from Von Miller a little bit, and he can be the edge rusher for their future. I don't think Von Miller and Bills fans are excited for the Von Miller addition. I feel like Von Miller will be choke slamming people through tables at pre-games, but it's gonna be a year and a half, I think, until we're starting to think about moving on from Von Miller already.
I like Karlaftis here. I think it's nice. They invest in Gregory Rousseau recently, who has been up and down. Jerry Hughes was older. I believe he's a free agent or gone. And defense, I mean, you got Josh Allen, you just re-signed Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis broke out. So, really right there, I think I could see them going, hey, we've identified Kenny Walker or Bryce Hall, however you say his name, as the number one guy, and we want to stud at running back, but I like Karlaftis there.
He feels like a Buffalo guy too, doesn't he? When you watch him play, kind of see his passion and fire for the game. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he'd be wearing no sleeves in that Buffalo cold out there, just and doing his water drills with a chair over his head.
He'll look nice rocking number 5 off the edge.
Oh, and he'll be getting in on all the fun with the ketchup and the table slamming. Yeah. Like I believe he'll embrace that.
Him and Vaughn could be the Dudley boys.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was going to say I'm more familiar with the Bushwhackers, but yeah, I agree.
I was thinking about making a trade here, but I'm not. I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to have the Titans take the center out of Iowa, Tyler Linderbaum. I thought about making a move. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to speak about it because I hope that I can still make a move later on. So that's the guy I'm taking, the center. You got him? Yep, we're good.
It's a good move.
Tampa Bay is on the clock with Tony.
If you're gonna invest and you're gonna be a run first offense, keep putting into the O-line. Keep putting into the O-line. Keep that O-line good.
Yeah, I like that pick for them. I mean, your bread and butter is Derrick Henry. How can we make him even more of an asset to this team? Just looking at the top of the board here, I think the Bucs lost, Kappa at guard. Like, could be great to have Kenyon Green on the team there. They re-signed Carlton Davis. The receivers are back. How's the pass rush? How's the edge for them? Are they going to get? Are they going to get after it on defense? So I'm gonna go with Mafe. I'm gonna go with Mafe to the Bucs here as a little edge rusher.
See, Tony, I was thinking that this would be a good pick for David Ojabo for the Buccaneers because they could allow him to rest up, get ready, and still get a top talent whenever he rests up. But you went the same route that I was thinking. You went the edge rusher.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff I read was that people think Ojabo falls into late second round, and they look for the deal there. So,
I got bad news. I'm about to ruin everything y'all just said, and I'm gonna take David Ojabo right after. That's what I was circling. I was thinking that you were gonna take maybe Zion Johnson there, which I think Brady would do backflips for that addition. I like the thought process on an edge rusher because the line is getting a little bit older, so he has some time to develop and become what he's going to become fully before he hits the league and is expected to do a ton. I'm going David Ojabo. I like this kid, man. He looks good off the edge. I could see him falling as well because that injury is a concern. Obviously, he got injured in front of the whole world. Well, was it the combine or was it his pro day?
Pro day.
Yeah.
Pro day. Yeah. Where NFL executives just let him sit there.
It was so weird.
I think that the Packers will get a lot of enjoyment also drafting a Michigander this high in the draft. We'll see who's available here because it's interesting what the Packers do. Obviously, we traded up and got Drake London, but they're going to go receiver with one of these picks. Some people are calling for them to double up at receiver. I think that would be a mistake. You want to keep helping out the rest of the team also, not just Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think that there could be – this is another good spot for Daxton Hill if he's still available, like on draft day, where they can add somebody because they got Eric Stokes last year. So I do think they need to get one receiver.
They do. Jahan Dotson may be a spot. This might be a spot for Jahan Dotson if they aren't trading up and getting another receiver, a higher level guy too. Interesting stuff for Green Bay because their cornerback room is pretty set because they brought Rasul Douglas back somehow. They brought Devondre Campbell, who's going to be in the middle of the defense still. So, like it just seems like the line just seems like what they'd invest in with their other first-round pick.
Yeah, the kid out of Penn State is nice too. Blanking on what his name is. I'm sorry. I'll see it.
It's a long name. I know who you're talking about. He wears number 17, right?
McCady.
McCady, yeah, McCady or something like that.
McCady, I think is how you say it.
Right here, Arnold Ebiketie.
Yeah,
top pass edge rusher, I should say.
Yeah.
All right.
So who's on? It's Joe is on the clock with Washington Commander.
If you guys have been watching the draft since the beginning, you have to like what I'm doing with Washington. I picked up number 84 overall. I picked up 94. I picked up 103. Picked up a second round next year. Moved Washington down 2 spots. And now I'm sitting pretty, right? Now I'm sitting pretty because I can either take Dean or I could take a quarterback of my choice right here at 29, right? And if you're a Washington fan, is that not what you're happy with? Are you not wanting a linebacker, something for the defense, or a quarterback? Did I not do a good job so far, Tony, for Washington?
Yeah, I think that it's been great. You've traded back twice. You've added a lot of capital to a team that has a lot of question marks on the defensive side of the ball.
So, you know what?
Can't be saved.
I'm not taking the quarterback because I know our whole mock draft is going to be screwed up because somebody's going to fall in love with quarterbacks. But I'm taking Dean at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to take Malik Willis. I was thinking about it. I really wanted to. But you can't pass up another defensive weapon for Washington. And, Ron Rivera and his defense and his line. Ron Rivera loves linebackers. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, and I think Nakobe Dean is really great, undervalued. But just like sometimes when I see him, it worries me that he's not very big, But like, it's not that he can't play. I think there's other smaller guys in the past who've been great. London Fletcher, I think, was kind of like that when I was younger. I was like, oh, this guy just makes plays. He just runs around and he's great. And I think Nakobe Dean could be great. I'm just not sure that he's going to be valued the same way by everybody.
Earlier when Mike was on the clock with Buffalo, I wanted to trade up to that number 25 pick and take Dean, but I wasn't going to take him with Washington. I wanted to move up with Detroit and take him with Detroit.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Detroit, this draft is working out perfectly for Detroit to not have to move at all. And then they're still going to have a shot between, Malik Willis and somebody else at 32.
Yep.
Like it's,
I will say this, poor Jamin Davis got drafted last year, middle linebacker, didn't have a great rookie year. And then Nakobe Dean comes.
Yeah.
Welcome to being a depth piece, Jamin.
Yeah, or just maybe rotate him, move him. He's athletic and he's good. He just didn't quite have the right feel for that, That's why I think Washington is in the market for maybe a trade up on day one of like the real draft in the Kyle Hamilton sweepstakes. Because if you're Ron Rivera, you do need somebody in the center of that defense. And Landon Collins, he played better when they moved him to linebacker. So,
agreed. And they're picking at 11. They're picking at 11.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm on the board with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to take somebody. You guys don't know this guy. He's from a small Saskatchewan university, the Chiefs, with their 30th overall. I would love if somebody gave me the card, they were like, hey, could you take this up there for the Chiefs? I'd write like Seymour Butts on it and have them like open it up. And with the 30th pick, the Chiefs select the Chiefs with this right here. So who did the Chiefs get earlier? You guys took a wide receiver for them, right?
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave. Now, I think you got to deal with Carr, Wilson, and of course, the Dime Lord, Thor. So I think you got to go edge rusher here. You have to bring in people. Tell me about Frank Clark. I'm not sure there's a ton left there. I'm going with Arnold Ebiketie from Penn State to bring a little heat with Chris Jones. I think it's a great pick for them. I'd be bummed. I hope the Chiefs just decide not to draft anybody.
And I changed my mind. I don't like him. Arnold, whatever your last name is, I don't like you. You suck.
He's really good.
He's pretty solid. Yeah, I think that he could be a guy that they go after. Chris Jones is getting up there in years. Chiefs fans, you're running out of pieces. I mean, you should go look at your roster and count how many stars he got left. Running out of them. They're getting peeled off the board like SpongeBob in elementary school.
Oh,
there you go, Tony.
I like this James Davis. This is the first time he's ever been here, but he's just ripping facts and thoughts and comments and disagreements, but doing it all respectfully and fun. James Davis, welcome.
So Mike is on the clock with the Cincinnati Bengals, the AFC champions from last year that improved their offensive line. They've done a lot of work. What do they do here, Mike, at number 31?
I think they're going to be looking at DBs, cornerbacks specifically.
They got Eli Apple. They're good.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm not like a lot of people are huge fans of Kyer Elam. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I don't know if he could come in and be their CB1, but he could develop over time. I like Kyler Gordon. He's another like real consistent guy. Doesn't jump off the paper with crazy flashy talent, but he's just consistently good, very technically good. And Tariq Woolen is a huge project. This would be a super reach on him, but I love this kid. He's 6'4" and runs a 4.29 40, like some craziness going on with Tariq Woolen. I think that I'm going to take Elam, even though personally I have some reservations about him. He definitely has the potential to develop into something. I just feel like he relies on his length way too much. Sometimes he gets caught, looking in the backfield. And in college, you can make up for that when you're beat, not in the NFL. So we'll see what happens with that. He just needs to develop mentally, and I think his game can be polished a little bit. But I'll take him here with the Bengals. 31st overall. This is basically a second-round pick.
I like what you're looking at. If I was the Bengals, I might be looking running back right there. I know it might be a little bit stretched, but you have Joe Mixon get another one right behind him. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
the Bengals are also a little bit blessed, like the Chargers. Lots of young talent already on the team. Like they don't necessarily have to draft anything.
Yeah, and they did a really good job in free agency with the offensive line, which this just bums me out because I was like, that was my one thing where it was like, how are they going to fix this offensive line? They're like, oh, we'll take Capel, we'll take Collins, we'll take all right, we just spent money on free agency and solved it. Skylar, I'm reading your comments here, and I hear what you're saying. I think Kyle Hamilton is better than Landon Collins. Like you're saying that Hamilton is just a box style defender. I think that he's more than that. I don't think he's as good as Derwin James, but I think he's closer to that side of the safety position than the Landon Collins side, than like Joe's boy Abram, where it's like he's really just is a really good tackler and not good in coverage. I think Kyle Hamilton is great. Mike, any thoughts on that?
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% in on Kyle Hamilton. If he wasn't a safety, or if the safety played a bigger role, he's the best player available in this draft, in my opinion. Like he's ready to go into the NFL and be a top 5 safety tomorrow.
But do you think he's like just a box defender, like what the comment is?
No. He can play free safety. Yeah, he can play free safety and strong safety.
Yeah, that's what I say. And instant replay, I agree. There's no one.
Like how would you feel, Tony, if he just slides just because he is a safety or whatever's going on with teams not knowing where to draft him at, and the Chargers took him at 17? I would still be happy. I would be pumped about it, even though we don't even need safety.
Oh, I would be fine with that. Like the options you would have to move him around, like having him to run with Kelsey, right, and still be able to keep Michael Davis outside. Because last year we were bringing in Michael Davis on a few plays to kind of put a big body on Kelsey. But you could bring in 6'4", whatever Kyle Hamilton is, and still have Derwin around doing his thing. It would, I think
you're onto something. I think you're onto something with Washington at 11, Kyle Hamilton. I think that's a match made right there in heaven. Perfect spot for him to go. And the Washington likes to add to that defense a little bit more. The defense took a step back last year after a really good 2020 season, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, I respect Skyler doesn't like him as much. That's good. Tibbs, Hutch,
all right, so with the last pick, the 32nd pick of the first round, it's tough for me, but I know I don't want to take him. I don't want to take him. I personally would go Sam Howell here, but I'm going to go Malik Willis.
What?
Malik Willis? So Malik Willis will go to the Lions at this end of the draft.
Joe picked the quarterback in the first round. Last pick of the first round.
I actually took 2 quarterbacks in the first round.
Oh, who else did you take? Oh, you took
Ritter.
Desmond Ritter. All right, my computer's being slow. Here we go. Recap. I got you guys. Number 1 overall, Jacksonville gets Aiden Hutchinson. Detroit Lions go Kayvon Thibodeau at number 2. Texans, Trayvon Walker at number 3. Giants at 4 get their tackle, Evan Neal. Amon Sauce Gardner going at number 5 to the Jets. Carolina Panthers go Kenny Pickett. Matt Rule's Hail Mary. New York Giants at 7. Go Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame that we were just talking about. Atlanta Falcons at number 8. Go Jordan Davis, interior D lineman. Devin Lloyd replacing Bobby Wagner in Seattle at number 9. The Jets on the clock again at 10. Get their wide receiver of the future, Garrett Wilson. Pittsburgh Steelers trade up and grab Desmond Ritter, quarterback out of Cincinnati. Vikings at 12, stay put and draft Jermaine Johnson. Icky, I don't know how to say his last name, goes to the Texans at 13. Say it again?
Ekwonu.
Yeah. I keep saying Ekwonu. It's Ekwonu. Ravens at 14, go Derek Stingley Jr. A little bit of a slide there. Eagles get Jamison Williams at 15. The New Orleans Saints replace Teron Armstead with Charles Cross at 16. Packers replacing Tay Adams with Drake London in a trade up at 17 with your Los Angeles Chargers, my Los Angeles Chargers, and your 2022 Super Bowl champions. Philadelphia Eagles get Devontae Wyatt at 18. Saints go Trent McDuffie to add to their cornerback room at 19. Chiefs needing a wide receiver bad, trade up to get Chris Olave. The Patriots get Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback, to replace J.C. Jackson. Los Angeles Chargers, who traded back, get their tackle, Trevor Penning. Arizona Cardinals go safety for the second safety off the board, and Daxton Hill. Cowboys get Treylon Burks. Buffalo Bills at 25 go George Karlaftis out of Purdue. Tennessee Titans on the board at 26 get Tyler Linderbaum, interior O-lineman. He could play center or both guards. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Boye Mafe, edge rusher out of Minnesota at 27. Green Bay Packers go David Ajobu at 28. Washington Commanders, who have traded back, 3 times at this point, Joe? Go Nakobe Dean at 29. 2 times. The Nakobe Dean at 29. Chiefs, Arnold. Go ahead, Tony. Nail it.
Ebiketie,
Penn State pass rusher at 30. Yay, go Chiefs. Cincinnati Bengals at 31. Go Kyer Elam. And then Malik Willis, last pick of the first round. So the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell is doing backflips in his office right now. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I like the draft. I like it.
Somebody
said our top 5 are.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I think top 6. But yeah,
people are going to hate on it because we didn't draft quarterbacks high. We only drafted what? 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks.
Kenny
There's
Pickett
3 quarterbacks in the first round. I think that might be more than what we see on the actual draft day. Like, I think that if the number was 2.5, we hit the over.
Yeah. The order of them will probably be mixed up. We don't know. I think Kenny Pickett at 6 is the only one that I can feel pretty confident about as far as where the quarterbacks go.
That feels like a Daniel Jones reach.
The Kenny Pickett one? Yeah, I'm not super high on it. It feels too desperate to me of a move for the Carolina Panthers, but they got to do it.
There's
you guys feel that I reached
second
for
round
Jordan
draft
Davis.
pick.
That's true. If they were, I don't know, if they had a new head coach in there already, someone who we're going to have for a couple of years, Malik Willis is probably the highest ceiling potential guy. But it's just their situation they're in right now. Both the GM and the head coach on the chopping block, they're going to panic and draft Kenny Pickett, I think.
I think the best move of the draft are the Steelers.
Because Willis isn't ready to start in year 1.
The thing that's for me that I keep thinking about is how hard is it to evaluate all of the players because of the COVID years and the time that was lost, the ability for them to not maybe train properly or do things. Like, I just feel like these classes, you kind of have to look around and go, like, Derek Stingley Jr., how is he not going to be top 5 in this, like right up there with Sauce, and they're talking he could fall? To me, I look at it, I'm just like, everybody had a tough couple of years, and especially on college athletes, your routines get broken, all of these things. If you see potential, athleticism, whatever, I'm all for taking massive reaches in this draft. If you're like, oh, this person didn't have numbers because of, their personal circumstance, grandparents got sick and passed away and pulled them away from focus. But when they were there in focus, they were dumb. Those kind of things. When these guys start evaluating them I think there's a lot of things that could factor in to make it like, oh, we didn't know that. We didn't know, they had this personal stuff going on, and maybe that was part of the downfall in their tape.
That makes a lot of sense, and it adds up. That pandemic year impacted a lot of things in football.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had other like things where it's like I remember watching highlights of the Randy Moss when he was dropping, and everybody was like, "Wait, why isn't this guy being picked or whatever?" And the Cowboys, well, the Cowboys are definitely going to take him. Well, the Cowboys aren't taking him. Boom, there it is. Ends up on the Vikings.
And they were so upset by that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, mock draft.
Great show.
Random teams. We need to tell Alex Robinson that his Jets had a great draft because of Mike. Because Alex Robinson thinks I hate the Jets, and I really don't. I just am real with them not being good again. Big shock.
It's for me, like,
know what you guys liked, what you guys disliked. What you liked, what you disliked about the draft. Let us know in the comment section what we could have done better. But at this moment, we don't care because we had fun.
I had a good time. Especially seeing Malik Willis go at 32. Toilet paper on the wall back there.
I ripped it down. It was this. Anyway.
Awesome. All right, let's get out of here. Let these people enjoy their lives. We appreciate all of you stopping in here. The comment section was on fire. Skylar, love the disagreement and can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Come back next time for a knock knock joke. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you.